Let's go. It's your man Mike Bowens coming to you once again, live and direct. Listen, I got another powerful message for you. This message is entitled Emotional Intelligence. Emotional intelligence. So now when I'm talking about emotional intelligence, I'm not talking about a person being dumb emotionally, right? But it means that you have mastered the ability to control your emotions. Because let's face it, if you do not learn how to control your emotions will control you. And sometimes if your emotions control you, you will make permanent decisions for temporary situations. And you never want to put yourself in that type of headspace, where people get you so upset where you just lash out at them because emotionally you're not intelligent at that moment. You're just so upset and frustrated, you just start lashing out at them. And that could put you in a bad place. Right? Even relationship wise, you can have a good thing at home, but be emotionally damaged that you're just ready to throw it away. And what you want to do is be emotionally smart, understanding when's the time to speak about something, when's the time to hold it in, when's the time to have a meeting, when is it not time to have a meeting, when is it time to address a situation, and when is it time to just don't even address it at all. Because your emotions will put you in a position of greatness or put you in a position of sorrow. I'll never forget when I was in my early 20s, and we was looking to purchase our first home, and I was working at a job at that time before I transitioned to business ownership or anything like that. And somehow they said that something was stolen at the job, and I said, you have cameras here, why don't you look at the cameras? But they blamed me and took me into the office, and the supervisor or the regional manager, he was screaming at me and yelling at me and cursing at me. And I said, I stayed calm. And I said, why are you cursing at me? I'm not cursing at you, so you don't have to curse at me. You can just speak to me. But now, remind you, I had a house that I was getting ready to purchase in the works. If I'd have got mad at him and said, you know what, I don't know who you think you talking to, but you ain't gonna be talking to me like that. He'd be like, you're fired. Okay? Though I had a right to speak that way back to him because of the way that he was speaking to me, it still would have put me in a bad situation. Because then all of the months that I just worked and saved my money and had built up my credit, right, which was at the high 700s at that point in time, I'd have let one moment of emotionally being so frustrated, I'll let him damage what I've been working for months and months and months at a time, through the snow, through the hot summertime, through the spring, through the different seasons of life. I'll let him damage and stop what I've been working for. And a lot of times you got to think, the people that's coming at you, is it worth you responding to them? The people that's coming at you with negativity, is it worth you giving them a piece of your mind? Because guess what? It could put you in a bad situation. Everything that you've been working for up until that point in time could be damaged just because you want to respond back to Joe Smo. Joe Smo is not going to help change your situation. Joe Smo is just there as a dart from Satan to try to antagonize you and stress you out and make you come out of character. And you got to think about that before you respond the way that they're looking for you to respond, right? And so guess what? Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. However, you got to be smart enough. You got to be wise enough. You got to be emotionally intelligent enough to say, you know what? I got to pick my battles wisely. And this right here is not worth it. How many relationships still could have been intact if somebody would just say, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you right now. Let's just walk away. Or let's just talk about this later. Or I'm just going to stay silent. Because it was the words that you said back after that person who was frustrated and upset was coming at you and coming at you and coming at you. You say, you know what? I'm done. I can't deal with you no more. I'm over it. And because of that relationship severed. Right? How many parents not talking to their kids anymore? Because it got heated in the middle of the battle and somebody said something that they didn't mean, and boom. How many friendships right now? Boom, separated. And not all the time is it an argument. Sometimes it's somebody don't want to be the bigger person and call the other person and say, hey, I was wrong, or hey, how are you doing? And and just working through it. And so when I'm talking about emotionally intelligent, I'm talking about knowing what's the right decision to make at the right moments in time and not allowing anything to hinder you and stop you from being all that God destined you to be, right? Because if you are emotionally have baggage and you have emotionally been drained, now it's hard for you to give out to anybody else. And you must take those moments out to get your emotions in check. I mean, listen, there's sometimes where so many things happen that my emotions or my nerves just feel shocked. They just feel like it's just too much going on. I have to withdraw away for a period of time that I can get myself together. I gotta get some prayer time, some worship time, right? Just some time alone with God so I can recharge. And then I can be good for other people and I know how to respond properly. Let me tell you something. If you're not a praying person, when people come at you and say things or they don't do what they're supposed to do, you will go off on them. You will be ready to cut people in half, right? But because you are taking time out to pray and fill yourself up spiritually, that makes you emotionally intelligent. Because guess what? When things don't go your way or somebody cut you off on the road, you're not chasing them down the street. You're not driving after them like, I'm gonna get you when I find you. No. Or when your husband or your wife or your kids or whoever does something that you don't like, you're gonna be much more calmer and you'll be able to act, and make better decisions and judgments as opposed to just going off at the blink of an eye. You understand what I'm trying to say? You will be at more of a peaceful position by taking out that time to pray and seek God in the beginning of the day. How you start your day is how you're going to end your day. You wake up out the bed all frazzled. Oh, I'm late. You're rushing. Boom, you get in a car accident. Or you show up to work late. They write you up. Now you're upset with everybody. I can't stand this job. I can't stand these people. It just goes down the list. But if you plan your day ahead of time, you take out that time to pray, guess what? That's emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is also not giving up too soon, right? You believe in God for something, you got a vision, and you're just not you're not all over the place, right? You're not like one day you're going to do it, next day you're not going to do it. You're steady. You're sticking with it until it comes to pass, no matter how long it takes. You're not giving up on the process. And you're sticking with it day in and day out because you know that God is faithful and He's going to come through for you. That is what emotional intelligence would do for you, right? And like I said, if you don't control your emotions will control you. This is your man, Mike Bowens. I'm signing off until next time, saying, be blessed.